Man, the boys are rocking it today. The boys are rocking it today. Dang. Ripping it. Out of this. Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? F4LESS Roller here. We're getting ready for the World Cup, right? We're getting ready for the World Cup. In a few more days here, we are going to be flying the World Cup here in Minnesota. Just a matter of time now. You know, I'm still debating if I'm gonna fly my hen kit or my cock kit. Look at them go, man. Look at them, man. I gotta slow them down a little bit. I got them on a protein-based feed right now, a high protein base feed, and they are just a little bit strong on the wing, but man, they are ripping it. Let's see here. There we go, boys. Just calm down, calm down. They're starting to settle down now. It's been a minute since I've had time to record. There we go, here we go, here we go. Oh my God, I'm zoomed in too much. I'm missing a bunch of the action. Oh my God, that was big break, big break. Dang it, I just screwed up. I screwed up. It is hot, hot, hot. Got a bird come down and bumped on me earlier when I was flying out of my hen kit. Oh man, they're both cranking it up. They are all cranking it. Alright. Got some birds that were not supposed to be in this kit. Right now. There they go, there they go, there they go. Oh my goodness. Oh, there they go. Oh my goodness. Right here. Bam! Oh, beautiful, boys. Beautiful. I know y'all can do it. Active, bam. Come on. Right here, right here, right here. Oh, there they go, there they go. Oh. Man, I've been busy. I haven't had time to fly them the way I want, so I need him to slow down a little bit. They can slow down a little bit. This is gonna be a hell of a kit. They're too low. Too low to come make it. Oh. Everybody's safe. Oh, sorry, I'm not talking much, but look at that. They exhausted. Look at that. It's hot. It's humid. It's like 90 degrees today. Like I said, if they're cranking it, they're gonna be too tired to fly the right time. Oh, I got my young birds here training too. Here go my young birds this year. Technically, they should be already flying, but I've been busy. Like I said, I haven't been able to fly like I want. So the birds have not been getting the attention that they need. But you know, we're still trying to get something put together. Yes, it started off the season real good. Real, and I mean real good. The birds came out, they were ready to rock. Just solid. And then something happened and they started acting up, and I was able to react fast enough to the point where I got it under control, but it still took its toll on the birds. And look at them, they are exhausted. They're exhausted. But yeah, these are just a few of my birds here. Still trying to go through. Look at that yellow one. That's a baby. That's a bird that got on me yesterday, and I'm just keep flying it because it already know how to home. I mean, it's been flying and coming back. So once a young bird gets the idea where home is, I just keep flying them now, you know. But man, there's a few birds in here that I am, like that bellneck that's kind of peeking right now. Oh man, that bird's a solid bird. This bird right here, this black bearded, this one's gonna be a bird that I'm gonna probably put away after the Nationals. I should probably really put him away after the World Cup here. But he's a solid deep bird. I got that white right there, Grizzle. He's a nice 20-30 footer, and he's a solid bird. My blue bars are off from my barless projects. He's a spinner. Look at the other one right there. He's a spinner too. And this is like my main team on my cockbirds. But yeah, look how hard they've been working. I was trying to record, but man, I got busy watching them instead. Trying to focus on if I need to move any birds out, you know, in case something happens for the World Cup team. This is, I don't know if I decide to fly this kit or the hen kit. I'm still debating between the two. It's kind of hard to gauge it because it's been like super cold and then it's like super hot. So when I talk about cold, it'll be like 40 degrees or 37 degrees, and then all of a sudden it's like 80 degrees. So you know, it's been, Minnesota's weather's been kind of bipolar, and I cannot seem to gauge it the way I want them. So you know, you're feeding them because you're getting them ready. Okay, you know, tomorrow's gonna be 80 degrees. You're feeding them up, and then all of a sudden, you know, overnight it's like 36 degrees. It's like, come on, man, that just screw up all your feeding. You know, all your feed method just got screwed up because now that you burned all that energy trying to stay warm. So it's hard to gauge, but we're doing what we can. But yeah, this is the cock kit here, and man, this kid is awesome to watch. Every time I put up this kit, I always have to sit back and watch him. This kit and the hen kit, both the kits, whenever they go up, I don't do anything. I don't get nothing done. I get in trouble flying this kit out. But it is what it is, and your birds should bring that much attention to you. You know, if you're not paying attention to your bird that much because they don't excite you, man, you gotta really change up the way your standards are going, or select your breeders differently or something. But you should be excited to see your birds up. And I got a few hens that didn't want to trap in, so that's why I said kind of screw them up, because the hens are already exhausted. That's why they landed. But you know, it is what it is. I'm just putting them up just to kind of get them and gauge how they're doing. And man, today they rocked. I was like, whoa. I was like, oh shoot, I should record this, you know. So then I finally pulled my phone out, which is slow as heck. But they were flying for a few minutes. I don't even know how long, maybe like 10 minutes before I even grabbed my phone. But they were cranking it up, so I'm like, yeah, I like it. But yeah, this is the kit, the cock kit with some of the hens. But yeah, I just wanted to record a little bit for you guys. Young birds, just training. I'm actually training. Now you're asking me how come I'm training on top of my trap box. So again, what I do is, surprisingly, this rabbit cage fit right on top of my training box. So what I do is I just swing him over here, and I put this other cage right here. It doesn't have a bottom. Okay, it doesn't have a bottom, and all I do is I put it right over the opening. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this as one man. Like that. You see that? So the cage sits right there, with the door facing sideways here. All I gotta do is just crank this open, and I'll turn this cage 90 degrees, and I open up the top, and I hook it on top of there so it blocks the birds from jumping up over, and then they learn to just go through and drop right into the trap. So this is just my quick training. It don't take long for your young birds to pick this up. This is only like their second day, and usually by the second or third day they already know the deal. So maybe tomorrow I might even just open them up, since tomorrow is my fly day. I'm probably just gonna let them roam around. After I fly the hen kit and the cock kit, I'll let them just out, because I don't like training young birds too long. Some people do it for a week or two. I don't do it that long. I do it for 3 days. So tomorrow, after the kit flies, I'm probably just gonna open them up and let them just roam up here and call them in to eat. And if they're reacting right and they're dropping in correctly, then I just let them free range at that point. But yeah, you know, that's just how quickly I go. I don't expect other people to do it, but I've been doing it long enough to where, you know, I can tell if a bird is too spooked to react, or if they're comfortable enough to react. You know, it takes a little bit of time, but once you get it going, you're pretty solid here. But man, what a show. This little toy right here, man, last year he was like a slow spinner. I was like, man, I don't know if that bird's gonna do anything. I was losing hope. I was like, I don't think he's gonna be all that great. And then I was like, you know what? But he's showing potential. He's showing that he's rolling. He's just slow. And I was like, I'll just put him away for the hell of it. And I put him away, and I started flying him this year. And man, this boy kicked into second gear. His speed's coming in, his style's coming in, and he is turning out to be a pretty nice superstar. Shoot, I would even say breeder potential right now. In fact, all of these birds right now, there's only like a handful of them that I don't really like their style, but they're rolling and performing with the team, so I'm just letting them be. But there's the majority of these birds in here, and if I was to lose my breeders, I wouldn't hesitate to put them down. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what the birds are doing, and I cannot wait to get them going here. But yeah, this is the hen that bumped on me today. Oh, let me see if I can hold her better. Here we go. There she is. Look at those eyes. She bumped hard on this side, but she seems like she's opening her eyes now. She's a deep hen. This bird can go about 30 to 50 feet, maybe even a little deeper. I've watched her drop above this tree here and almost smack down to the ground. This tree's at least 45 feet. It don't look that big, but it's pretty tall. And maybe even taller. Maybe that might be 70. I know the tree that I cut down when I measured that tree, right here where the cages are right here. Sorry, this crap. I was putting chickens there. But right where this was one of my tree that I cut down. It was roughly about like 72 feet when I measured it. And my tree was a lot, I think I would say, taller than that tree, but that tree grew. That tree grew. I mean, so I don't know. He almost looks just almost as tall as the pine trees now. The pine trees are pretty tall around here. I would say they're like at least 80 feet. And I've seen birds, some of my birds fly above that, and they will come way down to where, like, you know, fence post or even lower than that, pull out of it. So, you know, this hen is pretty deep. I like her. I was planning to pull her out before the World Cup. Today she bumped hard on me because the wind and the heat kept the kit real low. And they swung over the house, came right up top of the kit here, and bam, bust a roll, and she bumped. And you know, I don't know how people feel about birds that bump. Okay, I used to hate birds that bump, and I'll be like, oh, don't breed a bird that bump. But you know, in my years, I've learned that birds that bump are birds that actually commit to the role. You actually need birds that commit, especially when you're flying in competition. You need birds that will commit to the role, because those birds, you know, they will roll true. But what does suck is that if they make a mistake, you know, it could be deadly. I thought she was dead. She hit the roof and laid up there and didn't move, and then she started to like shake up there, and I was like, oh, yep, she's doing the death move, death shake. But then all of a sudden she's here, so I'm like, oh, never mind, I guess she's not dead. But you know, it's just kind of something that happens. And I'm not trying to tell people to breed all from birds that bump either, but I'm just saying, you know, like, if you need a commitment in your family of birds, I would not hesitate. But that, again, that's just me. But they have to have the speed. They have to have the performance behind them. So not just any bird that rolls and commits and bumps. They have to be going with the team. They have to work as a team. And then, you know, like, if they come down and bump on accident like that, it's all good. I don't count it towards them. Because, you know, when that wind gust is hitting, I mean, it's hitting them nonstop too. So I would not hesitate. But again, this is how I do things. Some people might agree, some people might not. To me, I just try to keep an open book. I try to put it out there like, hey, I will do it. But the bird got to have the quality that you need. If it doesn't, I will not do it. But if it does, I will definitely do it. So that's just my take on things. And this bird right here is also a super nice spinner. This bird has been one of my fastest spinning bird in my cockbird team here. He's nice. He is nice. I got high hopes. This year I only entered one kit, and I do regret not flying two. But you know, due date is done, so I gotta choose between the cock and the hens. And last year, I believe I was looking more towards my cockbirds, but this year I'm moving towards the hens, just because they seem to be reacting a little bit better on breaks right now, as the cocks are a little bit more driven, sexual driven. And you know, they weren't doing this before too. Before, they were pretty quiet. I think this is actually due to me overfeeding them, because like I said, you know, they had a rough patch, and I was trying to condition them back to health, and they are all very healthy looking now, and I cannot wait. I'm pretty excited. Yesterday I threw up my Havoc team, and they started hitting that 20-30 foot range now, and I was like, okay, I think they're back to themselves now. So we shall see how it goes, guys. Wish me luck. Good luck to the guys who are flying as well. You know, I just hope I don't get a DQ. I'm a little worried because when it's hot, and this family works, and I mean they work. And anybody who flies a hot family out there knows that when your family works hard, they get drained a lot quicker. They get up high and then they start breaking, and then all of a sudden they're down low, and then they just can't get back up because they just exhaust themselves. So that is one thing that I am a little bit nervous about. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna try to feed them to cut down the roll, but then I'm a little nervous because I don't want a flat flying team on competition day. So you're kind of working with that double-edged sword right now, and that's what I'm doing, trying to figure out the balance there. But yeah, guys, good luck to everybody out there. The World Cup is going on. I noticed that they already posted up some scores. I'm trying to get a placement. I think if the weather is nice on my fly day, I hope to secure a spot. I feel like I'm 80% confident in them right now, and if there's no mistakes, it should be a good one. If there is a mistake, I think that's what's gonna be the deciding factor there. But I'm trying not to change anything that I'm doing already right now because the birds are rocking it. Like what I just tried to record there, that's not even what half of what I was seeing before they were actually going up there. They were rocking it even harder than that before. And then I just remember, oh shoot, I may record. And then with the extra hens that were out here, I think there's like 5 hens up here. This red one right here, that one right there with the purple inside wing, the yellow, and there's another one. Oh, the hen that I just caught there. There's a few. Oh, and that one right there, the outside, kind of screw everything up because now the boys' attention are on them. But yeah, if I can get this kit to focus, this is gonna be a hell of a kit too. So we'll see, guys. We're just having fun right now. We're just trying to decide if we're pulling out the right birds before competition day. It's gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be flying Sunday this week, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, it's been a minute since I recorded something. I just kind of want to throw something together for you guys. But I do still plan to do a drawing for some birds for my followers. So that's not out of the picture. I do plan to do something like that for my followers. But I'll keep you guys updated. Like I said, this is just my first round this year. My second round is actually going to be going out to another flyer who just started, and hopefully he can get something going for himself as well. This is actually from only one side of my family, but this is my speed side. That's how I put it, my speed side. You know, I've put some of these birds in the competition already. 2019, when Jay Yando was out here as a judge, he commented on a red check that was spinning real nice, him and Mark Ritter, and turned out to be this side of the family. I bred a few out of that hen, and they have been breeding true. I've been getting some really fast babies out of them, and I got no complaints. So I'm looking forward to putting this side on the map here. I'm gonna try to breed 2 rounds for myself and 1 round for my friend to start, and then I might even do another round for my followers. So let me know if you guys are interested in this side of my family. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be the fastest bird you get, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna throw you some good speed. But like I said, as young birds, nothing is promised. You're gonna have to put in some work to get the best out of them. The birds are only half of the equation. The other half is on your management. I have had people have my birds and they tell me, hey, too, these birds don't roll. They don't do nothing. I can't get them to lift. And a lot of times, I always tell those people, hey, send him back my way. I'll put that kit back up. And honestly, to tell the truth, when I get those birds back, I would say like 90% of the time, they rock it for me. And they make it back to my 18. Talking to those people who's had my bird before, they want to train the birds in their methods. And that's the thing about rollers, like people have a certain way they like to train. Some people believe in feeding straight wheat. Oh yeah, it's a kit bird, should be able to do everything it needs on straight wheat. It's a kit bird, it should do everything it needs on wheat and Milo. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this family of birds, if you put on straight wheat, it ain't gonna work. And even though I say that over and over again, people will do it because feed is getting expensive and everybody wants to go the cheapest route that works. So certain families, they'll go straight wheat and it works for them. But I've tried it with this family. Like I said, I've worked with this family since 2010. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've tried straight wheat. It does not work on this family. You're gonna need more than that. But again, once it's in people's hands, they're gonna move it the way they want. And it might be for you, it might not. But like I said, if you're open to explore, you might like them. If you're not, you probably might not like them. But it's okay, like my feelings aren't hurt. The birds are gonna do what the birds are bred to do. And I always tell people, I was like, you don't like some, send them back my way. I always take my birds back, and I always tell that to people. I always take my birds back and I put them back up in the air. And a lot of times, I gotta admit, those birds come back and they're fire for me. Like this cockbird right here, for example. He was given to me after 2 years. I was told he only did 10 feet. No more, no less, just 10 feet. Just a regular 10-footer. And the guy was like, I'm ready to just call him. And I said, hey, bring him to me. Maybe the way you're feeding him and training him, he's just not doing what you need. And so he brought that bird to me as a 10-foot bird at 2 years old. I put him in my loft. I homed him after a week. He's stuck with my kit. And I changed his feeding method up. And he's now, a 30 to 50 foot bird right there. This is the bird I told you guys earlier that I might even pull out, the bearded. He's a beast. If I do end up flying, he will be in my competition team. I just don't know if I'm gonna fly my cockpit or not for the World Cup. Tomorrow's my last day to decide, but this bird turned out to be a hell of a bird. And I mean a hell of a bird. Solid speed, solid quality. I mean, no complaints on my end. In a heartbeat, this bird could be a foundation material. But I can't say that because I've never bred out of him, so I don't know what he's gonna produce. But as far as performance goes, honestly, I don't know if it gets any better than that. The only thing that could improve on this bird is definitely, of course, you can always add more speed. You can always add, I would say just speed. Because, I mean, the depth and the quality of the roll is there with this bird. So, that's why I say I'm going to pull him out. Look at him, though, man. He is nice. Powerful bird. And that's just one of the birds. Like the other one, oh man, he was a 10 out of 10 bird. I still regret it till this day that I didn't put it away. But the guys who know me, I talk about that bird a lot, and I regret not putting that bird away. It was a blue check badge, white flight, and I marked his wing yellow. He was a beast. And that bird, every time he rolled, was the same quality from start to end. And he could maintain that quality throughout the fly. But, it is what it is. Sometimes we just have too many birds and we can't focus on all of them. But this is definitely just something I like to talk about, you know. But everybody does things differently. You got to figure out what works for you. But all right, man, F4LESS Rollers, sorry for talking so much, but good luck to everybody finding the World Cup. 2025 World Cup, here we come. We coming. Good luck, everybody.